We're good to go whenever. You want me to hit the button?
Yeah, hit the button.
Button hit. Event is starting.
I got the notification.
You're live.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
Oh shit, I forgot this was mine. Yeah. Hi, welcome everybody to a brand new episode of N.A.W, but
We're good to go
Anecdotally.
whenever.
Apparently that's what we're calling this now. For those of you who are here, it's us and no one else, so thank you. Who's listening? Is someone listening to it in the background? What the hell is that?
I don't think I'm feeding back, but I can double check.
Or it's just Josh watching regular TV.
Nope. Oh, that might be, yeah, I was watching something and I paused it.
It was so loud yesterday I couldn't even talk to you.
Yeah, that's because
I was
right near it.
Yeah. So it's, Backdoor needs lube. Sorry about your life, Howie. I am your host, Jay Fry. Well, speak for yourself. I am your host, Jay Fry, and with me is Sean and Josh. How's it going, guys?
Fair to middling.
It's going alright. Can't complain.
Did you get that from something, or do you just normally say that? Backdoor needs lube. Sorry about your life, Howie. No, fair to middling. Because I just recently read a book, and the only person to say that was a really old man.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, I am old.
He is quite ancient.
Well, I'm like 5 years younger than you,
Stan.
so you're not that bad. I'm not Stan.
Well, it's okay.
Speaking of, he's the reason me and Khalifa made $12,000.
Oh.
But then she turned 24 and it stopped.
Oh.
But
That's so cold.
doesn't watch this. I hope.
He might one day. You don't know.
he might have nothing better to do.
Exactly.
Oh, I love me some Stan, wherever the hell he is.
I haven't heard from Stan in a while.
Well, when he taking a break?
Well, I don't follow him anymore because I'm on the new account.
I haven't even seen him post anything.
He's been subtweeting his normal e-thoughts, but
The
Beyond
e-thoughts
that,
and ethos.
yeah, he's been pretty subdued.
Maybe get him to buy me a RAM and computer.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need more than just RAM.
I told Josh that, and he just laughed in my face. He's like, "I'm not buying you RAM." I'm like, "Sean said I need more than RAM."
He said your computer was shit. I LOL.
It's like, first off, I wasn't asking you for RAM. I need a whole computer.
Yeah,
No, I was not. I already knew
technically,
I needed a
yeah,
whole computer.
you were asking me for RAM, but you were also asking for the other pieces as well.
There we go. All right, that's more like it.
yeah, there's basically nothing in that that's worth hanging on to.
The monitor's nice. No, it's,
Well, you can keep that.
No, it's all one piece.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Then you'll have to get rid of it.
Good news. Started procuring my new computer. I bought a monitor. Now what do I need? Everything else.
You know, god dang it, Fry. I actually had a computer, but I gave it to somebody else.
Oh.
It probably was only marginally better.
It's not what Sean said.
Yeah.
His exact words were, "This runs."
It's a piece of shit. His exact words were,
This is what you use?
he's not even upset. He's just wondering how the hell you're able to do it.
So this is the thing you use on the internet with dial-up?
it's pretty much good for surfing and not much else. Which is why
that's all I needed it for.
Wait, what OS is he running, Sean? What OS is he running?
Windows 8.1.
Oh.
Which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it for doing what he was doing with it. It's just Google was handling all the back end of the previous broadcasts for him. It literally handled all the overhead on its own servers, so it was just like...
So what you're saying is Fry is the reason we no longer have Google Hangouts on YouTube anymore.
Apparently. They figured him out, and they decided to shut him down, just specifically J-Fry.
Too taxing. No, it was too taxing. They're like, it's assholes like this that we can't have nice things. So, you know what? We're just going to put the kibosh on it.
Yeah, I don't know what their idea was, because not only that, but I keep having to change... They're trying to default it to this studio beta that absolutely sucks donkey balls. So I have to keep going back to the original one, and they refuse to just let it default back to the original one.
Beta is awful, and there is no live streaming ability on beta. It's not part of the beta process. And I'm like, where is live streaming on beta? And
Jesus Christ!
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah,
Doing cleaning at the same time.
I'm gonna be pissed when that vacuum starts up.
Just for that, I'm gonna have to do this.
I'm already pissed about the fact that I bought the wrong Swiffer.
You guys would think this is why I'm not doing broadcasts anymore. You're mistaken. It's the shitty computer is why I'm not doing broadcasts anymore. These jackasses doing all sorts of stupid shit. No, not even a part of the reason why I'm stopping. I don't have the ability to turn on the internet anymore.
No, that's not true. The internet works. It's just you can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Because your computer sucks.
Yeah. So that is actually the reason why I can't host live streams.
All the reasons why.
Yeah. No, there's a myriad of other reasons it should be why. Not using them. It is strictly the inability to get onto the
internet.
Well, that I like knowledge as well. So there is the lack of how to set up a proper Hangout to OBS to YouTube scenario, as well as my computer is not strong enough to do those things. It actually reminds me of a time I sat in a plastic chair. It was built properly, just not quite the specs necessary. And I heard the plastic go, oh, nope, fuck this. And then I hit the ground. You need a $900 stand for your monitor? I don't think so.
That's no joke. What Apple is charging for the stand for their new monitor?
Bite a whole dick.
$900, not for the monitor, not for anything else, just the stand for their monitor.
That seems reasonable to me.
You might be an Apple user if.
No, I'm an Apple user and I still say fuck that. I have PC when it comes to computers.
Speaking of, what's that fucking liberal Marine up to with his full-blown Apple usage?
Don't know, don't care.
I think he was talking some major bullshit the other day, the last time I saw him.
Well, dude, there seems to be more than a few of these fuck nuts. I don't know how you get through the armed services in America and still maintain some leftist
It's easy.
ideals.
It's called being an officer.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You haven't met many military officers, have you?
Well, my dad was one, and he didn't raise no fool.
He was probably a
My
centrist
dad was-
too, just like you.
A what?
A centrist.
A center Sue?
A centrist too.
Centrist too? I think
Yeah, he was less political than I was, but just as much, if not more, right-leaning.
I thought you called his dad a center Sue.
No.
Look at your dad in his center Sue ways. All right. We got topics. We got plenty of topics.
Do we have topics?
No.
I have a toe pick on my skates.
Toe pick. I love the Cutting Edge. It's such a stupid movie, but toe pick. DB
I don't
Sweeney.
even want to know what you're talking about.
The Cutting Edge?
It's a chick
You've never
flick,
seen The Cutting Edge?
It's a chick flick. Get real. The only reason I've seen it is because I was with a chick who wanted to see it.
Well, same here, except I wanted to see it. No, The Cutting Edge is like the stupidest possible premise. So you've got a Olympic caliber figure skater whose partner breaks a arm, leg, or finds out he's not gay, something along those lines, and stops figure skating. So they've got like a 3 or 6 month period to find a replacement because she is the best figure skater in the world and woo, wonderful things. So they're like, who can we get to replace them? He needs to be strong enough to lift your fat ass up because you weigh 112 pounds and have some ability on skates. So they go through a roster and they end up coming with a half-blind goalie in the form of DB Sweeney. And they have to polish his skating maneuvers to make him a qualified contestant for the couples figure skating. Hilarity ensues. That's where the term toe pick comes from.
Yeah, the joke is that hockey skates you don't stop with a toe pick. They don't have a toe pick.
Right, you skid.
So you're there with us now. You get the joke now. All right, good.
No, actually, I still don't. I think it's a horrible reference.
No, it's great. Also, fuck off. This is why we're not doing this anymore. Yeah. It's
antiquated, just like...
I don't even remember if they won or not. All I know is there's like 4 of them in total.
Fry didn't even hear my joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said it's antiquated, just like your computer.
That's not a joke. That's just real.
There was... I didn't hear what you said. There was a bird flying overhead and interrupted my cellular signal. Because I'm assuming this is getting beamed directly into my... Oh, god damn it. I don't like this at all. Why is Michael J. Fox trending? Oh, you all suck.
What?
He's trending for no reason.
Well, I mean, we know he's going to pass somewhat early, but Muhammad Ali made it to like 70, so there's no reason Michael J. Fox can't make it that long.
He couldn't have possibly stabbed himself in the head in a tragic toothbrush incident or something, but no, he's doing fine.
Now, see, that's one where I would absolutely have to give validity to the idea that he brutally, horribly cut his own head off while shaving.
Or at least slit his throat.
This literally is about nothing happened. That's how low the threshold for getting on trending right now is 6,000 tweets. When we're trying to avoid the Clinton body count and Arkansas trends. You've got Smile for Daniel is trending, 1,600 tweets. Michael J. Fox at 6,000 tweets. I Stand With Whitney, I don't even know what this is, at 2,200 tweets. Apparently there's a guy named Dick Sweat out there, and he's got 6,000 tweets about him.
Bebe Rexha, whoever that is, calls out music exec who said that she was too old to be sexy.
Was she too old to be sexy?
Hang on. The singer said that she was fed up with being put in a box after she was told that that sharing sexy photographs while being a 29-year-old songwriter was confusing for her brand. So apparently 29 is too old to be sexy.
Well, yeah. What do you think? Hollywood's full of pedophiles. So,
I was gonna say, was Jared just ahead of the curve? Was Epstein just, was he the last of a breed?
Well, it's always got to be the newest, youngest model.
Alanis Morissette, meanwhile, is my age and still smoking hot.
Yeah, but she's fucking nuttier than a squirrel turd.
Yeah.
Hey.
She banged Dave Coulier.
Wasn't she married to Ryan Reynolds?
No. He's only ever been married to Blake Lively.
You sure?
Good for him.
Pretty sure. Speaking of celebrity couples, did you hear that the lesser Helmsworth and nutty-ass Miley Cyrus decided to split?
Yeah. She wanted to, go after girls. So.
Yeah, well.
Because that won't end in a Hollywood bender, possible suicide, and other things.
Well, dude, Anne Heche and what's her name are still going strong.
Ellen DeGeneres?
Who?
I don't know. Whoever Anne Heche ended up with after Ellen DeGeneres.
Portia de Rossi?
No, that's who Ellen's with right now.
Oh, well, fuck if I know shit about that. No, okay, they only dated in 2000. They announced their engagement in 2004.
Who?
Ryan Reynolds and Alanis Morissette.
What? He's like half her age.
Well, they started dating in 2002, got engaged in 2004, and in February 2007, representatives of Morissette and Reynolds announced they had mutually decided to end their engagement.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm okay with this decision.
Yeah, he ended up with Blake Lively. I mean, that's kind of a win.
I mean,
they do have really cute pictures.
Canadian treasure.
So is Alanis Morissette, apparently.
No, not really. I can take that one back.
What?
I don't think so, fella.
Oh, I think so. You can have two opinions: the right opinion or the wrong opinion. And Alanis Morissette is definitely the wrong opinion.
You need to go.
Do I?
Ryan Reynolds is 3 years younger than Alanis Morissette. So
that's
calm
it?
your shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's 45. He's 43.
Okay.
Or 42.
I thought he was younger than that.
No.
I know she's my age because I had a huge crush on her when I was like 13.
And he was married to Scarlett Johansson from
what?
2008 to 2011. Holy shit, he gets married fast. He dated Alanis Morissette till 2007. He marries Scarlett Johansson in 2008, divorces her 2011, marries Blake Lively 2012.
Okay. Good for Ryan. He's a likable enough guy. He might as well get to tag all the Hollywood hotties.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
There's this weird photo of him out there. It's him and The Rock, and The Rock's got his. What's he got? Well, anyways, Ryan Reynolds has a gin, and The Rock's got like a tequila or a whiskey or something. And they're doing a mashup for each of their, like, his is aviation gin, and The Rock's got, I don't know, the rock bottom rye or whatever the fuck he's got. Anyway, there's a picture of them, and Rock showing off his tattoo on his chest, the left pectoral, I think it's Maui or whatever, the tribal stuff. Maui. Ryan's showing off that he's got one, the same kind of tattoo. But The Rock is wearing a jean jacket with collar, and Ryan Reynolds is wearing a blazer. And I swear to God, they changed shirts, like jackets. Like, Ryan is the one wearing because if you've ever seen The Rock in like the last 2 years, he's always really well dressed. And I think they changed clothes literally, which is very weird.
Okay, this is weird. Speaking on this very same topic, I just came across a tweet from Donald Trump from the 19th of September in 2013 that was tweeting to Miley Cyrus. It says, "Don't worry about Liam. You can do much better and you have plenty of time. Remain strong."
Mm-hmm. That's back when he was a New York Democrat. Oh, wait, he still is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that was when that Robin Thicke thing with the VMAs. And, like, she twerked and licked all the makeup off her face. Because Robin also, his girlfriend broke up with him for that.
Who was she with at the time, though?
Liam.
Helmsworth?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they just broke up again, then.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They just broke up again.
Oh, okay.
But they've been married this time. They were just dating back then.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then she went lesbian for, I don't know, a bit.
No.
I've got the pictures.
Yeah.
And they do make me feel shame. No, she dated a DJ for like a little bit there in 2014.
I don't know. I mean,
I know stupid shit when I have to get reminded by Facebook that it's my sibling's birthday. I've dedicated way too much stupid shit to remembering dumb shit. What do we got? Let's actually hit up the actual news that we have. Did we fully cover the Mia Khalifa only made $12,000 in porn?
No.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Mia Khalifa only made $12,000 in porn.
I don't know who Mia Khalifa is.
She was the one in the news for. She's like the Arab porn star who got death threats from the Arab world for being a porn star. I've never actually seen any of her porn because her face looks like a foot and she's Arabic. So,
and she only made $12,000.
That's what she's claiming.
Well,
is that like an IRS level claim or is that something else?
It's a claim she's making in an interview. That in her porn career, she made $12,000. And I'm like, how do you sustain that? Like, you're living in Hollywood, presumably. I mean, there's two major areas for porn, Florida and California. So you're living in either of those areas. How are you sustaining rent? Who are you living with that allows you to make, in what 3, 4, 5 year, however long her career in porn lasted, she was able to sustain herself on $12,000.
Maybe she's confused and that's all she has left after blowing it all on coke.
Probably.
Well, that's understandable because the party favors are provided by the production company. They're called fruit baskets. And they're supposed to be mainly condoms, but there's usually not very many condoms.
Further and further we stray from God's light every day.
So they're claiming, I'm just watching this, and there's this girl she's a black girl, and she's trying not to laugh at something, and then she gives up and cuts off the camera. And apparently this has 108 million views. I just don't know.
Well, did anybody else see the video of the young black girl throwing a dog in a dryer?
I saw the beginning of it, and then I realized what it was about, and I promptly turned it off because I don't need to see that shit.
You sure you don't want that rage?
Oh, dude, I've got enough rage. I don't need actual legitimate rage that needs to have an actual vengeful resolution.
Yeah, you do.
I wonder if Mia Khalifa is on IMDb.
Do we have to talk about Mia Khalifa? Because I don't. Again,
apparently we do.
Don't know. Don't care.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have anything else you want to talk about.
Well, did you see that Sarah Silverman lost her job?
Oh.
Well, what was her job?
Well, she got fired from whatever she was doing because somebody discovered the picture of her in blackface.
Someone discovered that from 7 years ago?
That's been literally everywhere all the time. Yeah, basically that caught up with her. Finally.
That is, I guarantee you that is wrong, or she's going to come out and apologize. It's still not going to be good enough. Oh, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so IMDb doesn't have porn, apparently.
See, that's a damn shame. That's very lacking. Of course, they would need to double or triple your staff to keep up with the volume of such.
Unless she's only been in 4 things, and then that would make more sense. Because the first thing she's got is 2014, her first porno she made. Then there's 2015, a video called Temporary Dates 2. One in 2015 called Mia Khalifa, and I won't mention what the third one is.
I don't know why, but my Hangout's just shut down.
Yeah, you're still here, though. I don't know if you noticed.
I couldn't hear anybody.
You're still here.
Yeah, I know. I'm still here. I just rejoined.
Oh. I didn't see you drop.
Yeah.
Her main idols are Kim Kardashian West and Sophia Varga. Had a short career in porn films and gained a huge following. At one point, she was receiving death threats from the Muslim terrorist group ISIS. She eventually left the porn industry, but retained her presence on social media, where she still has a large following.
Do the death threats just go away then, or are they still?
Apparently, she's done the death threats. I can't believe someone would threaten the girl from Stepmom Videos. Wasn't she on like a? Doesn't she host like a sports thing now?
I don't know. Don't
Barstool
care.
Sports?
Something like that, maybe?
Barstool Sports is like picking up all the garbage just to get their names out there.
I could care less. So we can talk about whatever we want now. Did you see that wicked swastika on the home that blew up?
Yeah. That was actually the story that Neo and I fed to Matt that last Wednesday. I think, because that came across my feed. I was like, oh hell no, this isn't real.
Looks like a melting pitchfork. I just posted one in the chat, our chat, that had a guy who got busted for 20 buildings and 3 city vehicles were vandalized by swastikas, racial slurs, and derogatory terms towards women. And the guy was arrested last year for it. Lawrence Phillips, black feller.
Yep. I saw that too.
But apparently someone's running around Manhattan, Kansas, writing "Date Your Own Kind" and a whole bunch of other really not nice things. I can't get behind somebody doing that. Even if it is a racist doing it, don't fuck with people's cars, man. That's a bitch move.
Yeah.
You do not look like a tough guy sneaking onto somebody's property and scrawling on their vehicle. I would never encourage that.
Because it kind of sounds like you're encouraging it.
I'm literally saying don't do that. If you're doing that, don't do it. Those are my
You're not
words.
supposed to say wink after you say that.
I didn't say wink, bro. There's no wink. Wink. No wink. No, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's a bitch move.
Agreed.
Well, either Epstein's dead or this is the most legitimate fake news story. Thank you for that one face. I missed out on everybody retweeting their tweets from like 2 weeks ago. That's the last time he attempted to kill himself. Well, he didn't actually attempt to kill himself the last time. He said other people had tried to kill him, and he was saved by his big ass fucking cellmate.
Yeah, his cellmate was swole as fuck.
Did you see the pic Neo had of him? Like, he single-handedly kidnapped a whole fucking New York borough.
Whatever that is.
Mm-hmm. The guy was fucking huge. But apparently what they're saying is that coincidentally, he didn't have a cellmate. He was given the wrong sheets while the cameras in that specific sector were being worked on. Like, I'm like, how much of this are we supposed to believe?
Well, you're supposed to believe all of it, but believing none of it seems to be the right course of action, because it's all just excuses.
I like your tweet from Saturday. No one was more surprised that Epstein committed suicide than Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Nobody liked my picture meme of Clinton with a mustache and aviators.
That one was pretty good.
Oh, I didn't know that was yours. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'd seen that in several places. I didn't realize you were the originator.
No, I wasn't the originator, but I said it's a gun club.
Look what I found somewhere and didn't do on my own.
Exactly. It's meme farming, sir. It ain't exactly I ain't exactly gonna get rich, but it's an honest day's work.
Is it?
It is.
Somebody posted a tweet of his island. Say, what would you do with Jeffrey's island? And like, the choices are like cult, cabal-ish kind of place, or porn palace. I mean, like, that's all you got. It's an island that doesn't have electricity. What else are you gonna do there?
It has electricity. It's called generators.
Yeah, but it has to be shipped in. So, like, literally, if you don't have like a fucking cult going on, then you really can't afford to keep maintaining your freaking island.
Oh,
it's way too small for a Jurassic Park.
Pedophile park?
A pedophile park, maybe.
Mm.
But unless it's your fucking bailout location for the zombie apocalypse, not a whole lot to do on an island that size.
Well, I've got... Oh, shit. Guys, I gotta go. My brother's calling.
All right, man.
Later.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Now there will be less background noise, and
You want to finish your chips real quick?
yeah, no, I'm good. I wouldn't eat anything.
What else we got? We got on the podcast yesterday. They were talking Beauty and the Beta. They're talking about well, Joe is prone to gaffing. It's like he's not prone to gaffing. He just says stupid shit. Like I talk for 2 hours a week live on these things, and then an hour or so off afterwards. And I'm not going to accidentally slip and say something like, "Black men are the best parents in the world." It's not going to happen because that's not something I normally say. I'm not going to accidentally say it. So when I accidentally slip and say poor people are just the same as white people, that's something I fucking mean. Like, you're not going to accidentally slip and say something racist if you're not racist.
He didn't mean to say something racist, but he thought something racist and said it, and it was racist. And yes, it was a gaffe in that, so far as that he didn't mean to say it, but let's not fake the funk. That's what was in his head. So that's what fell out of his face.
Yeah, you don't act like no one has ever slipped and said the N-word towards a black or non-black person who doesn't normally use the N-word.
So you're saying PewDiePie is a racist?
Like, you don't accidentally slip and say Martin Luther Coon if you don't say coon a bunch.
Now, well, I mean, the problem is that Martin Luther King is almost always followed by Junior. So if you're going too fast, it is absolutely possible to say Martin Luther Coon when you're trying to say Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah.
Martin Luther Coon.
I mean, that's one of those things that when you say the Junior, it kind of screws it up. Now, that being said, I've heard plenty of black folks say it that way too, and it would just happen to be the white weatherman that got the press about it because he was white.
All right, so I'll let the coon one slide, but still, if you don't say, it's like in media, they keep you from cussing in radio. Because then you slip out and you say a cuss word. It's so much easier, instead of thinking of an adjective, to say fucking. Like, oh, that fucking guy. Instead of calling him an eloquent or colorful or harassing, just slipping out and saying fucking. So you don't cuss, so that when it comes a time for you to say something off the cuff, you don't cuss.
Yeah, I'm terrible at that, but yes.
Well, if you quit cussing, then when you're on the spot, you won't end up cussing.
It's something I have to work on.
Mm-hmm. That's just how it is.
But yeah, I mean, just some of the mistakes he makes. Not only that, but every black person should be outraged about Joe Biden back in 2016 when he was stumping for Hillary. And he was literally in front of like the NAACP audience in Washington, D.C. or something like that. And he told them that Donald Trump's going to put you all back in chains. Good Lord. Good Lord. Number one is that's just a ridiculous thing to say in the first place. But number two, how do you pay no recompense for saying something as asinine and as offensive as that?
Because you got the right people backing you, which is all of media.
I mean, Hillary took some flack for her hot sauce comment and the I ain't no means tired nonsense that she did. She at least got some guff for that.
Oh man, I just got a picture because the media keeps covering it up of that time she had that coughing fit and she loogied into that clear glass.
Yeah.
Oh, they just flashed through my head. It was so gross. No. And afterwards, she never had a clear glass again. Learning from your mistakes. Congratulations on that.
I'm worried about 2020, man. I really am. And I say that not as a huge Trump fan, although I am more of a fan than I was in 2016, but I wonder how successful the media is in delivering their lies to the unthinking, unwashed masses.
Yeah, because all you hear and all you see is Trump's evil, Trump's racist, Trump's bad, and I'm thinking in the history books that are going to be coming out in the next couple of years about the Trump administration, it's not going to be about what Trump said. It's going to be about how the media covered what Trump supposedly said. Supposedly said. I don't know. Supposedly said. Not like he just came out, and this was on the podcast. So again, if you watched yesterday's Beat in the Beta, skip this part.
That's everybody. All 7.
And we're done here. But he came out and did the denial, which up until that point had been exactly what everybody was demanding he do. And you say, white people bad, white supremacy bad, hate has no place in your heart, yada yada. And now it's too little too late, sir. Like, you listened to what he said, but did you hear what he didn't say?
Well, okay, so the thing that got broadcast to me today was that Biden's tirade on we believe in X and not Y, and then the last thing he said was we believe in truth, not facts.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, I need to get here. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. Biden, we believe in truth, not facts. I want to get the whole context of this.
Howie says, I'm concerned with who will be writing the history books. Yeah, who will be writing the history books, Howie? Because all right, so here's how books are sold. There's 2 major contingents. There's the California book buying contingent, which half the country buys their books based on the cut that California wants, and the other half based on what Texas wants.
Okay, well, I guess can't use that.
And every couple of years, they're soliciting to one or the other. So the entire country's books are decided by either the group from California or the group from Texas. So that's where.
So he proceeded. Okay, so there's actually 3 segments of this, but unfortunately, everything's 10% off when you're run by Ben Shapiro, so they only covered part of it. It says Biden 76, who was presumably referring to the Democrat Party when he told the audience, "We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts."
What the hell does that even mean? Truth over facts.
I don't even know who wrote that for him, because he's not sharp enough to come up with that. So somebody wrote that for him, and they probably are so far deep in the tank of socialism that they think that, like Mika Brzezinski said, we need to tell people what to think. So we tell people what the truth is, and then the facts can sort themselves out later. I'm worried, man. I'm worried for 2020.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
I mean, as long as the economy is strong, I'm fairly confident, but it's by no means a for sure thing.
Yeah, I guess from what I'm seeing, it's no longer about Kamala Harris. Like, they're now pushing more Elizabeth Warren, because apparently everyone sees what's happening with Biden, and so the new push is for Elizabeth Harris, or Elizabeth Warren, Warren has been getting the votes that have been on the Harris's loss from when she got attacked and devastated by Tulsi Gabbard. So they've given up on Harris, and they're fighting for Biden because he's the closest we can get to Barack Obama. But the one who's being backed is Elizabeth Warren.
See, I just still don't get that either. How is she gonna win?
None of them are gonna win.
Well, I get
Tulsi Gabbard could win.
She's not left enough for the left.
But she's left enough for the rest of the country.
Right. No, I agree. If she somehow the loony Dems could pull their heads out of their asses, she's probably the one that could win.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the only choice. They are actively making sure that she's not seen. Google actively removed searches for her and shut down her webpage.
Like Google actively shut down her webpage, or like that time Trump bought Jeb.com from Jeb?
Well, I don't know, but I know that after the first debate, when everybody was curious as to who Tulsi Gabbard was, her fundraising page went offline. And she's actually suing Google for it.
And Nephilim says, I've been hearing moderate friends say they like Tulsi. It's anecdotal, but everything Trump related was anecdotal. Like, we knew a year before the election, Stephen, you are the worst gay ever.
I don't think he's gay.
I know. I think he's faking for attention from his boyfriend.
But he's correct. Tulsi is, in fact, sexy.
But for no reason, no one could explain it, but everybody knew that Trump's numbers were higher than they were being said, and that people were lying about voting for Trump. Everyone knew it. There was no one explaining that's what was happening, but everyone knew they're going to get lectured about voting for Trump, so they just say they're not voting for Trump. And that reflected itself in the polls. And at the time of the election, he had a 1.6% chance of winning.
Right, but let's not fake the funk. The reason that Trump won is because the literal worst person on the planet was his competition.
Oh, yeah, there was no one less electable.
Right. That is not the case in 2020. She's not running. So that's my concern there, is that even if people held their nose and voted for Trump because Clinton was so terrible, obviously terrible, the fact that there's anybody that believed she was good in any sort of way tells me you're mentally ill if you believe that. That's just not the case this time. And how many of those Trump voters that were like, no way in hell will Hillary Clinton be my president? I don't care who it is, just not her. Because literally at that time, Trump was a joke. Mm-hmm. He ended up winning, but let's face it, there was everybody who, even the people that held their nose and voted for him, were like, the world is so bad right now that the second worst person is also running on, the national platform. It's literally the worst and the second worst.
Yeah, that was how it was being framed and everything. But look at what Trump's done. We are no longer about to get murdered to death by North Korea. He's the only president that has set foot on Korean soil in the last 60 years. He has successfully neutered them in their seeking of nuclear arms.
Not entirely. Mm-hmm. They've actually built 12 more. While all this fuckery was going on, they actually built 12
and they've
more.
They've built 12 new ones, but they've taken apart 36 or something.
I'm not up on the specifics, but I do know that they've built more, and then just in the last month have again begun a more aggressive posture, launching a cruise missile across the Sea of Japan.
Did it successfully go across the Sea of Japan?
Well, no, it wasn't. It didn't have the range to get there. It was literally a mid-range that was intentional. It was literally saber rattling. I mean, it wasn't anything serious. It wasn't even a threat. But he's back to doing that nonsense again. Because what he's trying to do is he's trying to leverage whatever pull he thinks he has with Trump and China. And I think what it was is more than anything, it was China being pissed off about the trade war that they're losing, going, "Hey, why don't you wag your dick at Trump, and let us off the hook a little bit here." It's probably what that was.
North Korea's fine with that, and Trump puts them in their place every time. That's something we didn't even have under the Obama administration.
No, I agree, and it was one of those things. Like, I agreed that with the Obama administration in that we wanted to normalize or at least open up trade with Cuba. But then he went and did it in such a horrible, god-awful way and got nothing out of it, as opposed to how Trump is getting some concessions out of North Korea. Obama gave up everything, which is why we've shut down, again, trade with Cuba, because we got nothing out of it.
And we're up, the 2% growth, which was a pipe dream under the Obama administration, hasn't even been our low under the Trump administration.
Yeah, that was the one thing too. Everybody was guaranteeing an economic downturn, like a worse recession than the Great Recession, and it was completely the opposite. So that's one of those things where I've just stopped listening to punditry. And especially the nonsense out of the mainstream media. They've basically been lying this, for years, and they've finally been called out on it, and not enough people have their eyes open to it, which is still.
But this is what was happening. Mind. This is what was happening prior to the Trump presidency. Now you've got your 3.2 across the board growth. You've got your putting little Kim in his place on a couple of occasions. There's a little bit of the trade war with China that we have. We've got the border crisis that isn't a crisis, even though it's been a crisis since the Carter administration, but it's not a crisis now. He's been winning repeatedly on everything that the Ninth Circuit has shut him down on. He's got like 3 more of those coming forward in this next year that he's going to win again because the Ninth Circuit keeps overstepping its activist bounds.
Well, and even the Ninth Circuit has calmed its tits as far as being... The activist judges aren't nearly as emboldened as they were under Obama in making silly-ass decisions. Obviously unconstitutional decisions. Mm-hmm. They are much more reasonable. And I don't know that he's stacked the Ninth Circuit. I don't think he has. Because I think
the Ninth Circuit itself, no.
Right, but I mean, he has been appointing a lot. And, I mean, a lot of federal judges.
Yeah, like 80, 86 in the last... Damn it. It's 9 months or last year?
I think it's a year.
Okay. But, yeah, he's nowhere in the same position he was as an unknown in 2016. I don't know anybody... Now...
He wasn't unknown in 2016. He was a celebrity. And everybody thought he had no political acumen. So, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that I hope that the bulk of the silent majority in this country are smart enough to look at yeah, we took a chance with Trump because Hillary was literally the worst human being on the planet. So we took a chance on this celebrity jackhole that we admit he's a jackhole. He's a crass asshole, whatever. But we took a chance and... things have gotten better. Things have worked out pretty well, ultimately. And, yeah, he's still kind of a pompous jerk, but things are good. Why would we ruin that?
I could take a pompous jerk who's doing well with my 401k or my Roth. But at the same time, I don't know anybody up until, like, he's fucking with the Second Amendment now. So this is as of 8/12, just 4 days after Hitler Day. I'm saying I don't know anybody who voted for Trump in 2016 that's not voting for Trump in 2020. That being said, if he does something stupid with the because he's talking about guns rights right now, and that's a major point of contention.
Well, he's done this 2 or 3 times where he'll talk a bunch of yang and get the Democrats all hot and bothered. He did it with Dianne Feinstein over guns. He did it with, or was it guns? I'm pretty sure it was guns. No, it was the border.
It's usually guns.
It was the border, and now he's doing it with guns. Yeah.
Remember I can see it with Schumer.
No, there was. I mean, this was a year ago or more. This was before there was even. It was before the shutdown, before the government shutdown at the beginning of this year. So at the end of last year, at the beginning of this year. So it was mid to late 2018. They were talking about immigration reform, and they were talking about DACA kids. And he's like, "Yeah, let's sit down, let's put down your ideas on paper, let's get them out there, and let's hash it out. And I'm willing to sign whatever you guys agree to pass." And Dianne Feinstein was like giddy, like completely giddy in this meeting that she had with Trump. That the
one where she was rubbing her hands together like a
right, yeah, and. So yeah, I mean, he's run circles around people. On the other hand, with the guns, he did the bump stock thing, which
didn't even happen under the Obama administration.
Right, but I mean, I don't know. I just was the Las Vegas shooting still under Obama, or was that under Trump? That was under Trump, right? Because that happened.
Yeah.
October of 2017, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't going to happen under Obama because it wasn't a thing that Obama gave a shit about because there hadn't been a, terroristic shooting like that.
Mm-hmm. Nephilim says Obama left a bunch of those court appointments open for him to capitalize on.
Probably because Obama was cocky and lazy. Mm-hmm. Or was under orders to leave them open for Hillary.
I remember hearing about the John Kerry coming back from a meeting in the Antarctic on like the 5th or the 6th, and then having to fly back out there on Wednesday after the election. Like, oh, all those things you promised, you better get them back.
Yeah. I mean,
Newtown was like 2012.
Which one was Newtown?
No, 2014, 2015. The Newtown Sandy Hook.
Oh, that was Sandy Hook. I don't know. That one was weird because that's a travesty, but it didn't get publicized and didn't have the longevity that like. For as much as Vegas got news, it got news for going away pretty quickly. Sandy Hook went away much faster.
It was December 2012. What was the one in 2015?
What do you think is going to happen with this kid who walked into the Missouri Walmart in Springfield?
Oh, they're going to throw the book at him.
Yeah, but the timing
was stupid.
The timing was retarded. The kid was dumb. All right, that was just a dumb thing to do. But I mean, it's one of those things. It's like there are literally no laws on the book that prohibited anything that he did at the time that they were doing it.
Nothing legal, but it was a bad move on his part, and that's what they're going to make him pay over.
Yeah, but by how much? Because I'm almost of the mind that he did this so that he would get some sort of book thrown at him, and he wants the grounds to take this all the way.
Yeah, I almost got fired last year because we went through a training. Pulse nightclub was in 2015. I almost got fired because I kept shouting "gun" every time I saw a cop with a gun. Because we went through a training program, and every time they came across a gun, they would shout "gun." And I'm like, guys, this is America. Yeah, like everyone who works here has a concealed pistol license, which means gun. Like, it's an open carry state, which means fucking gun. You can't just go around saying gun in this instance, because, yeah, there's guns. Now, if you want to alert somebody to something else, but they're drawing their gun when the term gun is shouted. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. Like, gun doesn't mean bad guy with ill intent. Gun means there's a gun present. You fucking have a gun.
That's, well, they dude, you want to talk about, this will get me a bunch of shit, but I don't care. Cops are the biggest fucking cowards these days. They're up armored. They've got more firepower than ever. They've got more training available to them than ever. And they're fucking cowards because everything to them is about officer safety. And I don't begrudge them wanting to be safe in their job. But their job is police officer. Their job means that you do not get the same modicum of safety that Joe office worker gets. That's not the job description. You don't get to cite safety as a reason to not put yourself on the line to do the job of a cop. So
I agree with that.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
Until that 2009 ruling or whatever, 2008 ruling, where it's not a police officer's job to save your life.
Correct. That's a Supreme Court ruling that the cops are not there for the public safety. So every cop car that you see that says to serve and protect is a load of horse shit.
To report and record. That's what you're actually there
well,
for.
And back when my buddy, my good friend, who is now a retired cop, one of the good ones, back when he was in the academy, my other friend used to bust his chops by saying, you just got a job as a frontline historian, because your job isn't to protect, your job is to record and report. Observe and report, which is basically the same as a mall cop.
I just had this huge argument with a gun group I'm in on the Facebook, where they're like, you should, armed citizens should have some sort of badge that declares they're an armed citizen and not up to no good. Like, yeah, if you have something like that, the first people to appropriate that are the bad guys. We had a thing. I've told you my Angel Night story, right? Devil's Night. And
yeah.
They wanted to combat that with Angel's Night. Well, that was just orange vests. And the people would get those orange vests on Devil's Night and proceed to rob people. That was their authority, was an orange vest, and they rob people wearing the orange vests. I could not think of something I would want to wear less while robbing people than a bright orange vest. But that's what they had, and that's what they used. Yeah. They're like, yeah, but in a mass shooting situation, you're the good guy with the gun, you want the cops to shoot you. Like, first off, when seconds count, the cops are minutes away. What are you doing with a gun out 3 minutes after a shooting? Like, how long does it take you to secure the scene? Put your damn gun away. They're like, oh, well, they could be close. Like, that's still minutes. Like, you're in a mall. Are you chasing down an active shooter? Because that's vigilantism. Like, you get to protect yourself and your loved ones, not the guy 2 blocks down the road. And if you're pursuing a gunman, that's vigilantism. Join the force if you want to do that. I agree, but in certain cases, when I was a bounty hunter, we had badges. And we had badges because our guns would be out. Because we had rifles, not pistols. Because the only reason you carry a gun, a pistol, is to get yourself to a rifle. And basically, whenever we were on a call, if we were going to fuck somebody's day up, we would call the police first because there could be gunshots, and we want them knowing that the situation that they're going into isn't a bank robbery. It's, a fugitive recovery, which does not keep them from not turning on their lights and coming at you full force. They still do that the same way because a drug dealer robbing another drug dealer would make the same call. In fact, it's been done before where they say, hey, we're going to get this guy for this reason, so no need to shoot everybody. Yeah. And then they rob the place. Hey, Gray Man? You want to talk about Gray Man for a minute, Sean? Too bad Josh wasn't here.
Swampy's here. He can talk to it. I actually have to go and do something for my kid.
All right.
Gray Man? What are we talking about now?
We're talking about the Gray Man mode of concealed carry.
Just being discreet about everything.
Yeah. The Gray Man is somebody, it's basically the outline of a person. Like you can't tell who they are because they're indistinct from everybody else. That's not wearing shoot me first pants. That's not wearing your Glock t-shirt with your Springfield Armory cap that you shouldn't be wearing anyway.
That's not having a "Don't tread on me" license plate on your truck. That's not having Glock stickers on your truck. Things like that.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, that's a t-shirt and jeans without flip-flops because you're not a freaking Steven over here. But wearing non-distinct clothing that doesn't represent like the firearms company as a whole or Affliction Apparel because you're an ultimate fighter. Just looking like an average, normal person without a backpack that has 17 rows of Molly strapping to it. Yes, being discreet.
Only wearing flannel and blue jeans. I mean, be normal. My God.
Exactly. Yeah. And the opposite of Gray Man is Tommy Tactical, which is wearing shoot me first pants with your combat boots that are in desert because you're not a fool and it's summer and it's hot out. And you're wearing a freaking balaclava necktie and carrying a Rush 72 bag with 2 hydration pouches on, mollied in, wearing your Springfield Armory ball cap.
Yep. Well, did y'all talk about Mr. Walmart walking around?
That was what we were just talking about. Your thoughts?
Okay.
What do you think's going to happen with him?
I don't know. I don't think he's going to get charged. I mean, he didn't really do anything illegal. He did cause a scare, but that's not his fault.
No, you can't even come tell your mama hi. I'm here. Get out of my house. Out. Get out of my house. You little bastard.
Yeah.
She talking to some...
She's definitely not talking to me. I don't know who she's talking to. No.
Pretty sure she's talking to some crawdads.
Something like that. I don't know. I'm of the opinion that whether he knew he did it or not. Hold on one second.
That's cool. We're not live or anything. I fucking hate this group. This is why I'm quitting.
What I think he did, whether he realizes or not, he highlighted this problem in society that people are not living up to what it meant to be an American, which is guns are just a natural part of life. It's one of the things that makes you an American is that, guns. You, if not own one, you are familiar with them. You are not afraid of them. You are fine with somebody having one on their person, whether you know it or not. I mean, this is something that's been lost in society over the past few decades, and much to my chagrin, this is what it leads to. Somebody cannot, carry a firearm wherever they go now without getting, bad stares or disgruntled looks or whatever. And it's a sad state of affairs, if you ask me.
You are fucking me, boy. Yeah, I mean, more or less. That's what the situation is calling for.
Yeah, it was Second Amendment audit, and he had to abort, unfortunately.
I do think he was testing out the constitutionality of it, and I think that was a shit thing to do. Like, it was seriously a dumb idea.
Well, for the timing, sure, I'm not going to argue that, but generally speaking, I think this should happen more often. This should be commonplace almost to get it back to a state of normalcy.
Well, in a way, it is in the rural areas of the country, but at the same time, these guys are walking around with, Remington 243s with giant ass scopes on them. Not, what was it? Did they determine if it was a pistol or a rifle?
I don't know. I could look it up if you like. Let's see.
I mean, in reality, there is no difference between an AR pistol and an AR rifle.
Not really. Was it Missouri?
Was it?
It was one of the M states. It's either Missouri or Mississippi. I can find a picture of it at least. Springfield, Missouri. Yep. Walmart.
All I know is you don't carry around a school, no matter what. People are stupid around schools and kids.
Yeah. I think that's stupid as well. What if he's trying to protect kids? A dumb argument, I know, but it's the best I got at the moment.
So there was this gal at my kid's school. She's a sheriff's department employee. I don't think she's a full-blown deputy, but she wears her duty belt basically when she goes to the school to pick up her kids. Like, she thinks she's hot shit because she's, law enforcement. And she carries onto school grounds. I'm like, you are a fucking dumbass. I'm like, I understand that you're the first responder and you can do that, but the fact that you're open carrying on a school, even displaying your badge, is fucking retarded if you're not the school resource officer.
Mm-hmm. I can wear funny outfits too.
Right. So I'm like, I carry. And I've carried to the school. But I keep mine concealed. And I've always operated on the premise. I can be armed whenever I want. And the only people that need to worry about it are me and whoever I have to fucking shoot, if I have to shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. Let's see for the picture to clear up. Yeah, it looks like a pistol brace is on it.
It is pistol brace? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but Matt said it best last night. It doesn't really matter if it's a pistol or if it's a rifle. It looks like a rifle. And everybody who sees it is going to look at that and go, oh, yeah, it's a rifle.
Mm-hmm. It still looks like it's not that short.
Right. It goes down below his belt line.
Yeah. So, if it is a SBR, it's just barely below the legal limit to be a rifle.
I keep my SBRs around 10 inches because I do want to be able to suppress them, but
yeah,
if it's 14.5, then you're a dumbass.
Yeah, that's unless you pin and weld it, which my school of thought with 223 is I don't see the sense in going shorter than 14.5 personally, especially since your optimum length is 18 inches, I believe, to get peak performance out of the round at least.
I don't understand why you would go much shorter than 14 with any rifle caliber.
Well, with the 300 Blackout, like the one that I just built, the powder is done burning after 9 to 10 inches. So after that, you're losing velocity. So you're better off just cutting the barrel there and working with it.
Yeah, but you still get spin.
Yeah, but at the cost of velocity, which is what you're kind of going for, you gotta. Well, even if you're shooting.
Yeah, especially blackout, where you're only shooting 200-300 yards. You don't need the stability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's true.
You just throw a bullet at a certain point.
Or these pistol caliber carbines, it's the same thing. They have fast burning powder, so once you get past 4 or 5 inches, you're done. So there's a bunch of reasons why you would cut it shorter.
Oh, I can't afford a pistol LWRC. I can't afford anything LWRC.
No.
I can't afford LWRC flash hiders.
Jesus. Yeah.
Their M6 is like $4,200, but it's completely ambidextrous.
So, for your bug out bags, do you guys bother having legal, ATF compliant firearms in them, or do you realize that once the fit hits the shin to that level, those laws don't mean fucking diddly squat?
Yeah, I'm on board with the latter.
All of my questionable stuff is in a not connected to me storage locker.
Phone, Jay.
God damn it. Yeah. I've got a couple of 80%ers, good to go, but not done. In the vein of, hey, if I give you one, can you make these other 3 for me?
Well, come to think of it, I was at this gun shop in northern Baton Rouge the other day getting my SBR engraved because it's finally done. And the guy happened to have a bunch of stuff on his on the countertop for people to look at, and they're the suppressors that you can build yourself.
What are like all washers and a twisted or a threaded?
No, they're professionally machined baffles that just the hole in the center for the caliber hasn't been drilled out yet, and they have the tubes there and all that shit.
I saw that with they were $79.99, and all it required is you buying a 3D cell flashlight from Maglite.
Oh no, they had their own custom. Well, not custom, but the proper fitted tubes. So I imagine all you'd have to do is E-form it, wait for the paperwork to come in, and then just build it.
Mm-hmm. Wait for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, E-forms are getting turned around in what, 20 days, 21 days?
Well, I am going to have to get one of those because I don't have any of those. How much are they?
I didn't ask him. I just saw him on the counter while he was in the back engraving my shit.
For your SBR?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I don't. In my everyday life, I try to gray band it as much as possible. But I think in a real, Tiatuca, an actual shit hits the fan scenario, or the end of the world as we know it, I don't think the gray man is. There's no such thing anymore. In a Tiatuca situation, because you're either predator or prey. So it doesn't matter if you literally have a I was gonna say a tennis bag, but now that I think Blackhawk makes a a bag that looks like a tennis bag, but it's fully tactical. It's their discreet line. But I'm just saying, like, you could have a gym bag that you're carrying in your hand, and that just means it's full of stuff that you think's important. That now makes it important to everybody else who doesn't have a bag full of stuff that's important. Whether it's canned food, pistol ammo, or your life savings, that now is important to anybody who would see you as prey. Canned food is just as good as a box of ammunition if you're hungry and desperate. So I don't think there is any sort of gray man ability to transport in a Teotihuacan situation that there is a gray man. No matter what you have on you, unless you're outside of an airport with an airport suitcase at the start of Teotihuacan, or without rule of law or something like that, anybody with a bag full of shit will get attacked for their bag full of shit.
Oh, there is a company that makes one bag that is tactical, but it looks like a luggage bag. Like, until you open it up, you don't know what it is. It looks like any other luggage bag.
Well, shit. Red Dawn had a suit bag that ended up carrying like 3 Mac 11s or some shit. You remember that? It was Dolph Lundgren and God damn it, phone.
Shit, what's the name of that company?
What was it was a tool roll from The Mummy. Rick had just a burlap roll sack that ended up having.
Oh yeah, that shit was cool.
Tommy gun and God, that thing must have weighed 70 pounds at least.
Oh, easily. Between the pistols and the 2 shotguns and the Tommy gun and whatever all else he had. For fuck's sake, man.
Yeah, 245s, 2 357, whatever the fucks. The assortment of knives.
He didn't have those French piece of shit pistols or whatever, revolvers. I never understood that.
Well, he was from the French Foreign Legion. That's what he was doing down in Cairo.
Oh.
So that's why he had French guns. Yeah, it just, man, I think it'd be so heavy. Even just ammo for those guns are heavy.
Yeah, you don't know what heavy is on a gun until you load up a 50-round drum mag for a Tommy gun, or 100 round. 100 rounds, fucking ridiculous.
Oh man!
Speaking of drums, I heard somebody said that the guy in Dayton had a drum mag. Is that true?
Not that I saw.
I don't know. Dude, there is nothing heavier than a 73 round fucking AK mag. I bought 4 of them.
There is the Barrett Light 50.
Well, they don't have. I mean, those are chain guns. If you're gonna get a 50, but that fucking thing, I dropped it because it's a big circle that the top hinge or the back hinge is off of, and you load it full of ammo, and then that's it. You just twist it to put spring tension on it. That feeds the gun. So the whole time you're loading this thing, it's sitting on a desk or a table or whatever, and you don't know what the weight is. And then you put the near 75 rounds of ammo in there, and you close it, and you strap it up, and then you grab it, and you're like, motherfucker.
Yeah, drum mags are cool until you have to carry them around for a while.
Mm-hmm. And the worst part is I've got that Zakharov folder, and you can't fold it all the way when you got the drum mag in.
The only thing I would bother with a drum on is a 22, and that's just because fiddle farting trying to load those things is a pain in the ass.
Oh, basically a pain in the ass loading an AK anyway.
True. I mean, I had the SKS that was a bitch to load.
Yeah.
But
it's
a lot easier to push down on a lot of 7.62 than it is 22.
Oh no! You load the fucking thing in the gun, and then you wind it. I've got 4 of them filled with ammo, 73 rounds each, and none of them have any spring tension on them. So it rattles a lot, which is why you don't carry it, because it makes a lot of noise. But you load it, and then you wind it, which is it's 6 turns to load it or to wind it, and it puts all the tension on the bullets at that point.
Yeah, well, all I had was the 30 round, but twisted mag. So
The banana mag.
Yep, pretty much.
I'm looking at one of them right now, and it's on my top shelf, and I'm just like, I grab it, but it's so fucking heavy.
That's why I like the 223s stack and a half, because you can fit a heck of a lot more of them in there in a much smaller compact space than those stupid 7.62s.
What's the name of that tourniquet that the company's under hot water or is in hot water?
The tourniquet company?
Which tourniquets in hot water?
The Rats tourniquet. There we go.
Rats is in hot water for what?
The organization that certifies tourniquets, they faked all the documents, supposedly.
Rapid action tourniquet system, my ass.
So basically, they VW'd the tourniquet market.
Oh. No, I'm sad.
There we go. I was just trying to think of the fucking company that was pushing them, because they also make that bag I was talking about. It's called RE Factor Tactical.
I'm a little leery. I mean, tactical when it comes to gun accessories and such is the same thing as gaming is in the PC market. Doesn't mean fucking shit. It's just a marketing ploy.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you want, man, but my bad lever is the coolest fucking thing I've never used. God, I've never used that damn thing. It pisses me off. But I still like it. so.
Not completely remorseful that I bought it, just only slightly.
Yeah, I mean, it's still it does its thing. No, it's there are so many times that I've missed the bolt release, but I've caught like the lever of the mag. I'm like, yes. So it's not a complete hindrance as much as it is just mostly hindrance. But if I'm shooting in the winter, I'd probably have to take that damn thing out.
So apparently some guy called Chris Cuomo Fredo and got the ensuing altercation on video. So it's trending on Twitter.
Yeah, didn't I send it to Gun Club? Matt was...
Oh, is that what you sent? Okay, yeah.
I think so.
I'm looking at the trending right now, and Fredo is at 49,000 tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Fredo is in Fredo Corleone. There, Jay.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, their ASO bag. I think it's pretty damn nice.
I wonder if my wife bought pizza for the boys. I have to go cook a pizza.
I see it trending. Where are we? Okay.
What else we got?
That seems like a very Fredo-ish thing to say.
Yep. I think that was the funniest thing about Epstein that I've seen so far was Andrew Klavan did a little... In his opening, I think it was his opening, or at some point in his show, he said that Bill Clinton's lawyer went to visit Jeffrey Epstein And then he cut to the scene from The Godfather Part 2 where dude's talking to the guy that sold out the Corleone family, and he's in custody, witness protection. Bless you.
Oh, that wasn't a sneeze. That was me laughing.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah, that.
I would talk so much shit. Like, fuck it, dude. If you hit me, I would be president of New York. Just do it. I will sue you until I'm president of New York, the entire state. I don't know how that works, but I will be New York president. Oh, that Cuomo. I thought it was the other Cuomo.
No, not yet. No, it was the CNN Cuomo, not the Governor Cuomo.
Oh,
I don't want that job. You can have that job.
I am disappointed.
I do want to see him show up on CNN one day, and he just has a fucking beat the shit up face.
You know, I mean, I don't know if you've seen other pictures of him, but Chris Cuomo is actually pretty ripped. That's why they refer to him as the CNN pool boy. Because he is quite ripped. His brother, the governor of New York, is a fat slob, but
just because he's ripped doesn't mean he knows how to fight.
No, but it wouldn't tickle if he were to land one, I'm sure.
It's all in the form.
Well, and a lot to be said for mass, too.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just ask our buddy Jay.
If you're a size queen.
Don't spit on me.
I was probably 15 or 16 when my dad was 5'8", and I was a head taller than him, and I was pretty sure I could wreck his shit. And then my brother got into a bar fight that we were pulling him out of, and my little fucking roly-poly dad he wasn't even hitting people with his fists. He was like catching them with parts of his forearms, and they were backflipping the fuck away in each of those little scenarios where he didn't even connect with his fists, but he was like, it couldn't even be described as a clothesline. He was like hitting them with his wrists, and they were literally coming off their feet. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll rethink this.
I should reconsider.
Like, maybe he will pound my shit into paste, and I don't want that. But not a lot of kids in my school can say they were in a bar fight with their dad at 16.
Probably because you weren't supposed to be inside the bar at 16.
Well, and my 16 is a lot different than your 16.
That's fair.
I was 18 before they really started cracking down on people going in and buying cigarettes for their parents who sat in the car and waved at the cashier. I mean, no one would sell me cigarettes. My cigarette order was Camel no filters and Eve ultralight 120s. So I don't know which one of those I'm smoking at 14. But they would just look at me like, which car's yours? They'd be like, I'm the one with the fat guy waving. I'm like, oh, there you go. My dad did the hypnotism to quit smoking. And
how'd that work out?
Excellent for 6 months. He never went into the gas stations. He would send in one of his kids to go into the gas station for him. Well, he was alone 6 months after quitting smoking, and he never talked about smoking. He never wanted a cigarette. You know, he had just stopped smoking. And I pulled up to the gas station on my bike, and he's like, get in the car. And so I threw my bike in the back of the car, and I'm sitting in the car. My dad gets in the car next to me. We're talking for a minute, and lights up a cigarette, and he goes, "Oh, I don't smoke." And he smoked until he died. After that, It was the first time in a 6-month period that he quit smoking that he'd gone into a gas station on his own. And out of a 20-year force of habit, when he was at the gas station, he checked his pocket because he always wore T-shirts. And he always had a T-shirt with the pocket on his chest. And he checked his pocket, had no cigarettes, got a cigarette and a lighter while he was there. And it was like $2.50 for a pack of cigarettes and a lighter. And that wasn't me. I don't know who else is doing that, but that wasn't me. But he checked his pocket for cigarettes, didn't have any cigarettes, and got himself a couple packs of cigarettes and a lighter. Completely nothing about it. Gets in the car, packs of cigarettes, pulls one out, lights it, and then remembers he doesn't smoke. So, hypnotism works. Just burped up my dinner.
As you were lighting a smoke?
Yes. Well, no, that's fucking numbnuts over there lighting stuff on fire.
Too bad I can't light the stream on fire.
Yeah.
Well, I would think you would want to light Matt's hangout on fire. Was it the ski doggy hour again?
Oh no, actually, me and Leela
They're always
kind of butted him out for the most part. We did pretty good.
You and who?
Leela, the chick that works at Smith & Wesson.
Yeah. That's about the only thing that shuts him up as a woman, because he just, there's a girl here. I don't know how to act around women.
Well, hopefully I didn't just lose the subscriber and whoever the fuck you're talking about.
Ski doggy?
Oh,
nah.
He ain't listening to us.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But yeah, if hypnotism doesn't work, my family would be the one hypnotism does work on. When I got shot back in the day, I popped. I was in the hospital and I'm shot. It's fresh. It's like an hour old, and I'm hurting. And the nurse gives me 2 Vicodin, and I take them, and instantly my pain's gone. I'm like, oh, wonderful.
How does that work?
Because my pain was going to be gone because I took Vicodin.
Yeah, but your pain was going to be gone, but then it was gone before the drugs did anything, so you could have just taken some sugar pills and been okay?
Oh, yeah, because this is the rest of the fucking stupid story. So I go into surgery at 8 a.m. the next morning. Second off,
long time. That's just a ridiculously long time to wait for surgery.
Yeah, I got shot at 8:30 at night.
12 hours before you get to surgery is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're like, you got some damage in there, but you want our best surgeon, and we're not going to wake him up
Yes,
early.
you do. Yes, you do. Yes. So I understand.
Yeah. So it's like 2 a.m, and I'm like, I'm starting to feel pain. Can you do something for me? Like an aspirin? Maybe an Advil? You know? And they talked to the doctor, and I got 2 more Vicodins. And as soon as I took them, I felt better. I instantly felt better. And she goes, it doesn't work that fast. And I'm like, I know that, but fuck you. What the? Like, I know it doesn't work that fast. They're not instantaneous, and I'm not even done swallowing them yet. But I'm happy that I got them.
Yeah.
So I come to after
my problems.
Yeah. So I come to after the surgery, and I'm alone, and I'm like, "Oh, cool! All my friends are here." So I hit the pain medication 3 times, and I fall asleep. Come to I have no idea. Hours later, days later, 16 months later, whatever. Short period of time later, no one's around again. But it's the middle of the night this time, so you wouldn't expect anybody to be around. Take my my little button thing, push it 3 times, fall asleep again, 4 hours. 3 days later, I come to, and they're actually checking on the machine. And they're like, are you in a lot of pain? And I'm like, I'm in no pain. And then I explained to her what... Yeah, and I explained to her what I was doing, and she goes, oh, sweetie, it doesn't work like that. I'm like, what now? So if I'm in pain, I push this button, and over a 20-minute period, they barely give me any more of my. It started with a D. I don't remember what it was,
Demerol.
But drugs. I believe is what it was. So she explains to me that over a 20-minute period, I will get 0.2 more microns or whatever the fuck they're giving me than what I was currently being treated with per hour. And I'm like, no, I think mine's broken. Like, I'm getting really high and passing out. So she leaves, and I grab the freaking cord, I press the button 3 times, and I go, God damn it. And I was up for the rest of the week.
Oh.
I mean, I slept tons of time. Like, I definitely slept over 12 hours a day. But there was no more pushing the button 3 times and passing out to go through the week. It sucked.
What else are you going to do when you're sitting in the hospital convalescing but sleep?
Well, when your abdomen's all torn to shit because you swallowed a 30 caliber, you can't really watch TV without it being hilarious. But I enjoyed the shit out of some curling.
Fucking curling is an awesome sport, even if you're not doped up.
It's way better doped up, I swear.
I would believe you, and
I got into curling.
Try someday, but
yeah, because I got into curling afterwards, and it was never as good outside the hospital bed as it was inside the hospital bed. But then my buddy showed up and he bought me a Mad magazine.
And they don't make those anymore.
I can't. Well, this is 2007. like I can't look at this. Only since you walked in the room and smiled. Who complains about like how well their room's illuminated? That's a weird one.
Well, I'm looking at getting into reloading. That's a new thing.
Good Lord, good luck.
Thanks, Jay.
Good luck, I said. I hope you blow your thumbs off. Shit.
Yeah, ammo's expensive. I'm tired of paying so much.
Just don't be cheap. Don't reload on the 4th round. All right. Well, these bullets worked fine the first 3 times. Like, sir, there's holes in your cartridges. Steve's got authentic Greek pizza in the fridge. Muscle memory. Talking about the bad lever. Yeah, I'm never going to use the bad lever. I still have them. I have 3 of them. Out of 6 rifles, 3 of them have bad levers.
Well, I'm left-handed, so bad levers actually do come in handy for me.
My muscle memory is all around the safety. Anytime I'm manipulating anything that's not the trigger, I'm throwing the safety on. So it kind of fucks me up because my two Franken rifles have 45-degree throws. The other 4 have 90. So, or no. Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't get one with a 60.
It wasn't in the on sale or anything like that, I guess, at the time. Because I wasn't really concerned about the safety per se. So the CMMG kit that I got had a 45, and both the CMMGs had 45 throws instead of some specials. But they do have completely pointless anti-walk pins. like one's got the trigger is 1s, a Geisley single stage flat trigger, and the other is the Bravo company. I love that one. It's only like $60 now, and it's equal to my Geisley. And even though my Geisley's in-house, it's all one piece drop in.
Yeah,
it's just as good. Only it's not flat.
And you like the flat triggers?
Yeah. I mean, you really don't get any more grip on it because of like the surface area, but you feel like you're getting more of a grip on it. It's just in your head, really.
Okay.
Like if anything, I would like to try one of those rolling pin triggers because that might be smoother. JP Enterprises.
Well, I got Trigger Tech, and they have a roll pin system on theirs, and
the rolling trigger.
Yeah, it's
no.
It's comparable to a bolt gun trigger. It's fucking short, and it's slick.
Wait, so yes or no? It sounded like you were saying no. Now you're saying
yes. It's a hard yes.
Oh,
must try.
Say. Huh. All right. How much is that? Because we're currently competing with a $60 Bravo company.
Yeah, you're not gonna pay $60 for it.
If I built another gun, I put the Bravo company in before I'd get a Geisley. Because that 3-gun Geisley flat trigger is one of the best triggers I felt prior to that stupid $60 Bravo company trigger.
You want a 3-pound or a 5-pound?
3 is what I was shooting with the Bravo company manufacturer. What the fuck is that thing called? The ARC, the ACT, the PAT? It's 3 letters or something. It's just a really solid trigger, and it's single stage, and it's right against the fucking wall. Like, I do not even have a finger near the trigger unless I'm ready to pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how it is with the one I have experience with, like I said, is Trigger Tech. Their shit's good.
That's why Tim pisses me off anytime I see him touch the trigger before his head's on the... Like, what kind of fucking trigger you got in that thing? Like, I can't even come close to my trigger without pulling it.
Let's see.
I want Sneeze to rifle downrange.
Well,
they start close to it.
They start at 200 and they go up to 300 depending on what you want.
See, that's the same price as a Geisley.
Yeah, but like I said, I have 2 Geisley triggers, and I have this one.
What are your Geisleys?
The Super National Match triggers, I think. But yeah, National Match. 2-stage. So what is the deal with this one? Oh, Jesus. That's a very light trigger. So they have one. The $300 trigger is their Diamond AR trigger. The first stage pull is 4 ounces.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
I don't have sensitive enough fingers.
You sneeze on that thing, it's gonna go off. Good Lord.
Like, isn't that the guy who shot the judge last year? Like, yeah, sorry, it was a 4-ounce first stage. I thought it was a single stage trigger. I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one. Okay, yep. So the 3-pound trigger one is going to be $214.
That's not bad. That's cheaper than my Geisley.
Yeah. And like I said, that's the one that I have. And I thoroughly enjoy it. And they do have the optional flat trigger as well if you're into that.
If I was gonna do flat triggers, it'd probably be for my pistols. Because because I'm not really feeling anything spectacular on a rifle with a flat trigger.
That's each their own. I've tried flat triggers and I'm not sold. I much rather a curve.
Carrot or candy cane break? Apparently I need to fucking karate chop some candy canes and carrots to find out which one I like better.
Breaks like glass, I would say. So closer to candy cane.
Well, I'm not about to break. I want to just firm up my grip a little bit and have the gun go off. And that's what I get in a single stage. See, that's the problem. That's the difference between a single stage and a double stage, or a two stage, is you pick up the slack with a double stage, you hit the wall, and then you proceed through it. You start at the wall on a single stage. Like, you just start squeezing, and eventually the gun goes off. Now, it's a very light when it eventually goes off, but you touch as soon as you touch the trigger, it's about to go off. So the gun surprises you, and you don't get the chance to fuck up with throwing off the recoil. Which I saw this guy who was bitching about a Ruger GP100, saying he couldn't hit the side of a barn with it. And he was like 10 yards, maybe, 25, 30 feet from the target, full-size human target. And he was basically putting everything within the silhouette itself, but not the greatest of shots. And every 7th round, his gun shook. Just completely obviously just grabbing hold of the trigger and expecting recoil. So I'm like, I can't take your review seriously. You're retarded, sir. And every once in a while, congratulations, Nephilim. You now spell Geisley worse than I do. My Geisley looks like Gazellus.
I always put the I before the E, which is wrong.
But it's like it'd be like watching Ernest P. Worrell describe horror movies. like, dude, if you don't know what you're talking about, don't talk about that subject. You are someone who wants to be a gear reviewer. You don't know shit about gear. You clearly can't shoot. So don't talk to me about shooting. If you don't know what 1,000 denier is, don't fucking talk to me about ammo bags, or you don't know what Kadura is. Don't talk to me about it. But you're just, you know what I mean, Fern? he pronounced Geisley, and that's what he gave him. It's Geisley, all right.
Works for me.
Yeah, I prefer the gristless triggers. Oh shit! Fix your heat. I hope by heater you mean your air conditioning, because it's not time for heat yet. I watched this weekend. I watched all 4 of the Hatchet movies and 8 of the Friday the 13th movies. And I didn't realize how stupid the 8th Friday the 13th movie was, which is saying something after the 7th. How many of the Friday the 13th you seen, Garrick?
I'm sorry, say that again. I was distracted.
I said, how many of the Friday the 13th movies have you seen?
Just the new one. I'm a terrible.
Only one, really? Oh, yeah. Well, I just watched them, so I no longer will recommend them for like the next 6 months until I forget how shit they were.
You know what? I take it back. I did see which one was the one when they were in space?
Jason X.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Oh, yeah. I was actually on set to see that movie being filmed. Parts of it, anyway.
Really? That's cool.
In Toronto. I'll tell you a fucked up story about it after we're off the air. But so the seventh movie. All right, so there's the original Friday the 13th. Takes place on Friday the 13th of 1980. And the main thing there, which everybody knows if you've watched Scream, is it isn't even starring Jason. The killer in the movie is Pamela Voorhees. So the second movie takes place a day later. And it is actually Jason coming back for revenge against his dead mom. The third movie takes place like the next day after that. And then a year later for the fourth movie. Now, in the third movie, the second movie, it's Jason, and he's wearing a burlap sack, like a burlap bag. And they got kind of shit on for it being a little too much stolen from the Elephant Man. So they had to figure out something else for him to wear because they didn't want to draw the comparison because it's definitely a different kind of movie than the Elephant Man. So he ended up getting what is seriously one of the most iconic pieces of headgear in cinema, the Jason mask. And it looks absolutely badass on him. It was the great way to go. To me, it's so much cooler than the Mike Myers mask because it offers the tiniest bit of protection, which beats out the Mike Myers, which really is just a Captain Kirk painted white mask. So now you've got Jason kills a bunch of people in 2, Jason kills a bunch of people in 3, but this time 3D, and he gets the mask. So the fourth one is him a whole time with a mask, killing a bunch of people. But people are clamoring for more of it, and they're like, we got the guy killing people at the lake. We got the guy killing people at a house on the lake. We got a guy killing people at 2 houses on the lake. What more do you want from us? There's nothing more we can do with this. Like, meanwhile, John Carpenter created Halloween, and then he did Halloween 2, and they tried to break departure from that because they were clamoring for more of those. So he puts out Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, which doesn't even have Mike Myers in it. There's nothing about Mike Myers.
My God. Anthony Hopkins young. Good Lord.
What's that from?
The Elephant Man.
Oh, yeah. Him, John Hurt. Well, John Hurt played the Elephant Man. Who else was in that? There's a thing that the people talk about Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs never blinking. And I'm like,
pretty sure he does.
I'm like, he blinks. Because I kind of notice when people don't blink. And literally, because it's the only thing I remember about the second Terminator movie. Like, yeah, he never blinked. And I noticed that because he's literally shooting a gun and not blinking. And I'm like, that's impressive, Robert Patrick. Especially in Hollywood, where they literally just fire guns with their eyes closed. Mm-hmm. But like you could tell, he shot so much and practiced so much that he was firing the guns without blinking. So then the fifth movie, they tried to do something completely different because they killed off Jason in the fourth movie. Fans lost their shit because they didn't appreciate it. So they brought him back in the sixth movie, and that's where the ridiculous starts happening. Jason's now supernatural and like literally ripping people's limbs off and punching out hearts and shit. Seventh movie, he fights a girl with telekinesis, which is like, okay, is this where we jumped the shark, or was it when Jason came back from the dead with the maggots falling off of him? But in the eighth movie, the last one I watched, he's in this one scene where he's at a disco on a boat, which fucking I don't know how they got this past anybody, but apparently the lake, Crystal Lake, that he haunts is somehow connected to the ocean, because he gets on a boat in Crystal Lake and then boards a freighter which heads to New York City. I'm like, the fuck now? How does that work? But they're on the boat, and there's this disco scene, and there's a couple of different exits from the dance floor, and the character, actually, it's played by Kelly Hu, gorgeous Asian woman, keeps looking in different directions for the exits, and he's teleporting between them. I'm like, what the hell? So it's still my favorite horror because he's got the most out of anybody. He's also got the most films, but he's got the most kills by like 50. But man, it's just, they really are terrible movies. Christiana Loken didn't blink. Did she ever shoot a gun though, Steven?
Not that I recall.
I mean, I know she inflated her boobs in one scene, and kudos for her.
Yeah.
But I don't remember her actually having a gun when she had like the bullshit. Like literally, they explained it in the second Terminator why they couldn't have the third Terminator, and then in the third Terminator they had the third Terminator. Like, it's a metal surrounded by a skeleton. And the second one, here he is, and he's all metal. They're like, oh yeah, it's all metal, but it's a simple system. And then the third one, it's all metal around an exoskeleton or an endoskeleton that has fucking nanoparts or whatever. Oh, I loved me some Claire Danes when she was underage. The only thing I liked her in was Romeo and Juliet. The remake with Leonardo DiCaprio, that was a great remake. Hey, let's give everybody guns for Romeo and Juliet. I liked it. All right. I need Sean here.
I'm here.
Oh, good. Like, I can't get off here without you. Like I can't go into the off hours without you being here.
Well, you can put up the. Well, no, you're right. Well, do I need to share the link?
No, I can share the Hangout link. I just can't log off the internet.
No, I can. Yeah, I can stop this. Whoops, that's not what I wanted.
Well, she looks very different in Terminator 3 compared to normal. Okay.
Was she in My So-Called Life or something like that? She's not my brand of actress.
Copy this. Put this here.
All right, so we got the wrapping this up. Anybody got anything else to say?
Not really.
All right, then. And reminder that I have no idea what I'm doing, so I won't be hosting these anymore. I don't have a good enough computer. So unless Sean ever feels like doing this, we won't be doing these anymore.
Yeah, I'll have to figure something out. But yeah, you should probably look into Streamlabs because your computer is just not going to do the whole OBS thing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Streamlabs can help you out. I don't know.
Well, they said you need about 7 RAMs, and I'm like, I got 8. Yeah, I got 4. They're like, better if you have 16. I'm like, what if you only have 4? Does 4 count?
Not for much.
No, it does not.
Chicken Alfredo is now Chicken Al F word.
All right, let's get out of here. Are we done?
Okay, hang on.
Here we go.
Go back to hitting the button.
Okay.
They make